Okay, everyone, this is a real good video. It has stuff definitely that's a little weird and different for a typical student. Here we go. So let's start with something hopefully you're getting more familiar with. If I'm given the graph here, well, all I need to do is find the right equation down here, right? How do I do that? Well, what I like to do again is start by at least the vertex. So if 2 makes that 0, hopefully you agree 2, 4 would be, actually it's not a vertex, it's going to be an inflection point, to be more specific. Right here, -2 makes that radical 0. So if I plug in -2, I actually get -2, 4. -2, 4. Again, all I'm doing is making the key part 0, right? What in there makes it 0? That would be -4, and I would end up with the -2 there. And if I plug in there a 4, I would get a 0, +2 there. So, as you can see, this one's going to be easy because all of these key points are different. So, if you look right there, guys, that's what we sometimes refer to as an inflection point. Do you agree it's at -2, 4? Well, I know that the choice is B. And the other thing I just want to point out, guys, is notice the overall shape of the graph. Cube roots, guys. Cube roots of whatever always look like that. You got to basically memorize that. If you notice it going the other way, sort of like this, well, that's a negative cube root. Okay? Anyways, let's continue on. Here, we have a typical distribution problem. Let's get at it. I know b times b squared is b cubed. Already, I can cancel out c and d, by the way, because there is no 3 or 4b cubed in this problem. b times 2b is 2b squared. b times 1 is b. All I did was distribute the b, right? Now let's do the same thing with the 3. 3 times b squared is 3b squared. Note, guys, how I like to line up my like terms. Neat little simple trick to follow. 3 times 2b is a 6b. I got my b's together there. 3 times 1, of course, is 3. As you can see, I have a b cubed. I have a 5b squared, so I already know the answer is b. But let me finish it up here. 7b plus 3 also matches there as well. B, without a doubt, is my correct choice. Look at 16. Not only will you multiply, guys, most likely they won't have you add, but they will have you subtract. Okay? Because they like to pick problems where you make mistakes on, right? So the first parentheses, guys, notice there's nothing to distribute. So I'm just going to rewrite it. X cubed minus 2x plus 5. But the second parentheses has a minus I got to distribute. So this minus with the 2 makes minus 2x3. You know, I'm just going to line them up since I'm in the mood for that. And then minus with minus 3x squared gives me a plus 3x squared. Note there is no 3x squared in the first expression. The minus with the 4x right there gives me a minus 4x. I went ahead and lined up my x's, as you see. And the minus with the minus 3 makes a plus 3. I was able to line up my constants, or my units there. And let's see what our final result is. x3 minus 2x3 is minus or negative x3. So C and D are obviously wrong. Minus 6x. They both have minus 6x. Plus 8, they both have plus 8. A plus 3x squared, though, only exists there. So that's why the choice is B. Okay, on this one, here's where it gets a little weird for some of you. Some of you have not really done much with domain and range. It may have been a short little part of a unit in IM1, for example. But for the most part, we rarely talk about domain and range until we get into the advanced mathematics. But long story short, guys, domain are my x values, range are my possible y values. So if you follow the graph that's given, notice it starts right here and it ends over there. It bends right there, of course. Well, do you agree that that point right there is at x equals -2, y equal to +2? And the farthest right point is at x equals 5, y equals +5. So guys, the domain is basically the range of all your x values. The lowest our x goes is -2. The highest, according to graph, is 5. So as you can see, A and B don't match my domain. Ooh, I must have chopped off the choice there. So the answer is going to be from -2 to +5, okay? That's going to be my big D, or my domain. What about my range? Well, big R, better known as range, notice the farthest left, actually, almost made a mistake. The lowest it goes is right there, right? So remember, range is your y value. So the lowest to the highest. The lowest the graph goes is at 0. And the highest it goes, according to the graph, is there at 5. So my range should go from 0 to 5. And it's either choice C or D in this case, guys. Sorry I chopped it off, but again, the domain are your x values. The lowest x goes to the highest x goes. The range are your y values. The lowest the y goes in the graph to the highest y goes in the graph. Okay, let's do it one more time. On this one right here, note that we have all the choices. That's good. But do you agree we have a parabola? And the farthest left it goes is over here. But isn't that graph going on forever, guys? It's just going to keep going up. I hope you understand, forever and ever and ever. So slowly but surely, it's just going to keep drifting to the left to negative x values. The right side of the parabola is going to keep going forever to the right. And again, that point is just going to keep drifting slightly to the right as well. The whole point is our big D, our domain, goes from negative infinity, as we call it, to positive infinity. Infinity meaning it goes on forever. The y's are not so fortunate. Hopefully you notice we have a vertex right here. And the vertex is at -2, -2. More specifically, the y, the lowest it goes, is -2. Of course, the graph goes up forever, both ends, in the y direction as well as the x direction. So that's why our big R, we would say, goes from -2 to positive infinity, because the graph is going up forever. So if we look at our choices, it looks like it's D, right? I don't see any close to it. Choice A is close. Oh, yeah, the domain doesn't end at -2. X goes on forever on the left side, right? So, long story short, guys, domain is the lowest to the highest that X goes. Excuse me. And the range is the lowest to highest that the Y goes. And I don't think I accidentally skipped any problems. Let me just double check here. No, I did not. So hopefully you enjoyed this review video number 12. See you in class.